See? I need to ask for a little favor, if I may.
Tell me.
I don't mean to be forward or rude. Please don't take me that way. I don't even think you'll agree to do what I want.
Don't worry. Go on, just try me.
Well, I'd like you to design a beautiful wedding dress just for me. I mean, for free.
What?
You do think I'm rude now, don't you?
No, well, maybe a bit, yes.
Oh, but I'm not rude. I told you not to take me that way. Oh. Just forget it. I knew you wouldn't say yes anyway.
Moon Podcast Escalation!
Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan D. White.
My name is Chris Sims, and this is Sailor Business. It's the podcast where we sit down with a friend each and every week and watch an episode of the classic 1992 Sailor Moon anime and talk about it. You might notice a little change in that intro.
I thought we'd love it so much, and why we'd love it so much.
It's been a while since that has been accurate, I think, but it is especially inaccurate this week. Because we are watching episode 140 of Sailor Moon S. We Love Fashion, the Stylish Guardians, which is also known as Love Those Minis, the Stylish Guardians, which I thought was a pretty good title. That might be the end of the good stuff in this one, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, to help us out in talking about this, we have invited back a very special friend from last week. Leah Williams is here. Leah,
hi.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing okay, yeah. Definitely enjoyed the last week. Wink.
Why did you wink? You got something in your eye, Chris.
Wink. Leah, we talked all about your history with Sailor Moon last week. So if anybody wants to hear that, they can go back and catch up with last week's episode. But do you have any recent Sailor Moon developments in your life?
Recent Sailor Moon developments, like over the past week?
I mean, if you find recent, however you want to.
Okay, so however recent, I actually really did just get a Chibi Yusei dress. It's like it has the uniform, the Chibi uniform printed onto the dress, so it looks like the full Sailor Scout outfit.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's unlicensed, like $10 on Amazon. The seller doesn't exist anymore, but I love it. It's great.
Jordan, do we have any Sailor Moon developments of late?
So, as you were mentioned on the Chibi-sode a couple of weeks ago, I was just at C2E2, and in fact, Leah and I met in person at C2E2 for the first time, which was awesome.
It was awesome.
I should mention the first time we ever met. What was the first thing I said to you?
The first thing you ever said to me was you complimented me on my Sailor Moon necklace, and I was like, okay. This guy's cool. I mean, I knew that already because
thank you.
You're Jordan. But that confirmed it.
I did see some other Sailor Moon stuff there. I bought my wife a pair of Sailor Moon earrings. They are earrings with the moon stick on them.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Speaking of the moon stick, also, I was kind of surprised. You know how you go to Comic-Cons and there are like the weapons booths?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you want to hear me talk about that, our War Rocket Ajax episode live from NC Comic-Con Oak City, where we had Teeny Howard on it, was like 15 minutes of me talking about dudes who sell knives at cons.
Well, at multiple weapons booths, I saw replica moonsticks. I don't think they're the ones that like the licensed ones. It was like they seem to be made out of, if not metal, then a very heavy plastic, and they had like a crystal ball for the crystal. Yeah, so I was kind of surprised by that. Lots of Sailor Moon cosplay as always.
There were some great ones, yeah.
Oh, somebody showed a picture of a Sailor Moon crossplay that was there. I didn't see it in person, but it was pretty great.
Yeah, it was Jen Bartel. She saw a group of gender bent Sailor Scouts and snapped a quick pic. Bless her for it, because it's great. It was a really great group cosplay.
Now, do you ever get Jordan any Sailor Moon like cosplayers like recognizing you by voice?
No.
At cons?
I was recognized at this con by Kel.
Yes, Kel, who's been on the show.
Yeah. So we had never met, and so she flagged me down and was like, "Are you Jordan White?" And I was like, "Yeah." And that was pretty neat. But no, typically, unfortunately, Sailor Moon cosplayers do not recognize me. I wish they did.
It has only ever happened to me once that I've been recognized by voice by someone who listens to the show, and it was in line to see the Sailor Moon R movie in Raleigh. So that I think is a given. Like that's the gimme for being recognized by a hardcore Sailor Moon fan.
Oh, did we miss the Sailor Moon in theaters thing?
Wait, was there? Oh, the musical? Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think it did show in Raleigh, but I couldn't. Like, I actually, I'm sure I heard about it beforehand, but I did not remember it was happening until the day it was happening.
Oh no.
So, unfortunately, I did not get to see the musical. Although, honestly, our experience with the musicals has not been great.
Everybody assures me the new ones are way better.
Okay, I mean, look, I'm sure they are. I would like to watch them, but maybe we're gonna get like a US like Blu-ray or home video release. I would love to see it if those are the case.
That would be cool.
So yeah, no other new Sailor Moon developments for me. I am going to be doing a podcast festival in May, but not for this podcast, unfortunately.
Where is it?
Columbus, Ohio.
Cool.
So if anybody wants to come see me, then by all means, I think it's May 10th.
Which
that Matt and I are doing War Rocket Ajax.
Cool.
Live. There's going to be a couple McElroys there, so if you like podcasts, there's other reasons to go. Other non-Chris and Matt reasons. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we can just go ahead and get on into this episode, or not. Do you guys want to talk about anything else?
Besides Sailor Moon?
Like for the next hour?
Let's talk about X-Men again. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, X-Men are pretty cool. Man.
I mean, I am always ready to talk about X-Men in addition to Sailor Moon.
The Dark Phoenix.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It's great.
Yeah.
How about the Shadow King? Don't like him.
He's fat.
I mean, well, I mean, one of his bodies is. I guess most of his bodies are once he's done with them. Because remember, Karma, like when he possesses Karma. Like,
I love this idea that Shadow King it's really just a very elaborate weight loss scheme. Like he's like, oh God, I'm too fat. I need to get to a thinner body and start over. Just eat everything I want again.
He's not the Shadow King is not hefty on the TV show though, on Legion.
Yes, he is.
Is he? I thought he was in the guy who I don't think is Jermaine Clement, but looks like him.
Okay, so you didn't watch? Oh, are you talking about the new show or this new season or the old season?
Yeah, the Legion.
No, season 1 or 2.
Look, Aiden watched it. I was in the room.
Because season 1 is what I watched. I haven't watched season 2 yet, and let me show you what he looks like.
Maybe I should go back and watch it. Aiden said she wanted to go back and watch the whole thing with me since I was actually paying attention.
Look in the chat.
To the
this is what the Shadow
saw.
King looks like.
Okay.
Trailers.
All right, let's see this. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little chubby.
That looks like that's like really like Legion. Again, I did not pay like a super lot of attention to it, but it like looks really cool.
It's a neat show. It's a really neat show.
Like that looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz drawing.
Yeah.
In
he looks a little like Mojo here.
Does look a little like Mojo. You guys like Mojo?
Hell yeah. Who doesn't like Mojo?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
What? Why not?
Why?
I think, okay, honestly, I think it's because I think Mojo has really only worked well on the animated series, because the animated series is the medium to which Mojo is applied. Like, Mojo is not a commentary on comics, he's a commentary on television, which means that he doesn't work as well as you want him to in comics because it's not the medium he's commenting on.
But at the same time, I feel like that's exactly what does make him work, especially now, especially like when it's kind of past his purported heyday, when he's so gross and so fixated on one specific medium from an alternate universe. Like, he's foul, he's disgusting. And part of what makes him that way is like his flirtation with obsolescence. I will defend Mojo.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think you're wrong. It just like, and I think that's a really interesting way to look at it that I had not considered. Hey, I don't want to talk about this episode, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to watch this one again.
Let's do it. Let's get to it. Why don't we just...
I like this episode, by the way.
What?
It's yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
look. All right, now we got to do it. Now we got to do it.
I hope we can still be friends.
We are watching Love Those Mini. No, that's the other title. We are watching We Love Fashion, The Stylish Guardians. Jordan.
Yes. Chris,
honest question: did this air?
Yes.
Under Cloverway.
Yes, it did.
That's pretty surprising by itself, actually.
But Chris, get ready to be even more surprised.
Okay.
I think the title they gave it is fucking great.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a hint.
It's like an incredibly good pun. And it has to do with fashion. What is fashion concerning?
Clothes.
You did it. Nailed it in one.
Clothes encounters.
You're so close, Chris. You're so close.
Cutting it clothes.
No, that's too much like last one. But clothes is the first word, and you almost had it. It's just one more word.
I don't know. I'm too in my own head now. Too much pressure.
Clothes call.
Clothes call is pretty good, actually. Good job.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was going to be Clothes Encounter of the Perv Kind.
That's a good name for this episode.
For sure. Oh, you mean the Sailor Business episode?
Yeah.
It is. You're absolutely right. It is. That we should write that down.
Good job to Cloverway for that. This is episode 140. It was written by Genki Yoshimura. The director was Junichi Sato, and the animation director was Mari Tominaga. It originally aired on July 1st, 1995.
Now, Chris, if we could hold on just a second. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between the director and the animation director?
It's an excellent question. You know what? Let's ask Dr. Google. What's the difference between director and animation director? Animation director oversees the film's broad vision, its style, its tone, its color palette. Animation directors, maybe animation directors are like more focused on like specific animation, and the director like is more like.
If you guys know, write into us at sailorbusinesspodcast.
I'm sure Shannon knows.
Yes, we should ask Shannon Maynard, who is.
But it's still in the AM hours, so maybe later we'll get an answer for everybody.
Cool. So let's see. What do we need to know about this episode? Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Then what did we learn?
I learned.
No. We have to watch the episode. We have to go through the whole episode, Chris. So this episode begins at Chris, it should be your favorite episode. It's all about fashion. You love to do Fashion Corner.
I do love to do Fashion Corner. And hey, someone lied to us.
What?
Because we see Umino in this episode.
What? I didn't see him.
Oh, no, wait, that's not Umino. That's somebody else with weird spiral glasses.
You're getting me all worked up.
Oh, I thought it was Umino. Okay, no one lied to us. I apologize. I jumped the gun. I was a little too accusatory.
You were just real hype about Umino. Just real excited.
So here's a thing. First thing I want to mention. So two things. One is we're at a fashion show. It's funny to me because all the models get to be drawn slightly more like a Sailor Moon manga character because they're all a little taller and thinner.
Yeah, they're like 80% leg.
But here's my question. Why is it at this fashion show that all of the Sailor Scouts need to bend over at the waist to look at it?
Well, I think they're just leaning over. They're like leaning over the velvet rope, right?
Yeah, but what? But you could just like Ami is standing up like a normal person. Usagi is like down on her, sitting on the ground because she's lazy, I guess. But the other three scouts are full 90-degree bent over for no reason.
Yeah. Well, okay, wait, here. Maybe it is because they are right at the front of the crowd and they're being conscientious of the people behind them, because
maybe
they're kind of Amazon-like, some of them, especially Jupiter. So she would crouch to give people behind her a better view so she wouldn't, block their view.
Yeah, we forgot to ask you how tall you were when you told us that you liked Sailor Jupiter.
She's taller than me. I'm like 5'6.5".
Wait, how tall?
I'm 5'6.5".
No, you're half an inch taller than
taller than.
No. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that she is 5'6". Look at her. She is at least 5'10", and nobody is ever going to convince me otherwise. Not even the official Wikipedia page.
Yeah, here's
Not even the creator of the show.
we only ever see it in the context of a main character who is canonically 4'11".
She's not even 5 feet tall.
See, I think of Usagi as like around my height.
Yeah, well, sure, because that's what she kind of looks like. But
Yeah,
no.
like a normal human. Yeah. No.
Wow, you just
Sorry, I'm
dissed all of
angry.
Japan.
No. Like I'm. It's not that. It's just that I
know.
really want Jupiter to be taller than me.
Yeah, she feels like she feels like she'd be taller than me. She looks. Like you said, we think of her as an Amazon. It's just that she's an Amazon who I would look down to. Apparently,
I would always look up to Jupiter.
Oh.
So this fashion show, I gotta say, you talked about how they look more like Naoko Takeuchi drawings. Maybe I should have gotten Naoko Takeuchi to do some of these drawings because these outfits are garbage.
What? No, they're great. They're fantastic. The pink thing with the flower and the like clear panel sleeves. It's great.
You liked that one? I can't say I'm a fan of that one.
Well, like this is why I love this episode. Like the fashion, it's a visual feast. The thing with the eye on it, little bit of symbolism there, and it had like a bear paw.
Yep.
The dresses, the gowns in this scene aren't terrible, but like the one that we get at the end where Sagi's like, oh, is that my wedding dress? Like, that one is really bad.
Let me see that.
What do I know?
Let me see. I mean, like they're all like high fashion in that very impractical sense. Like they're all a little ridiculous. Like
that black and yellow thing could be an X-Men uniform.
Sure, that's true. Also, relatively impractical X-Men uniforms.
Speaking of impractical.
So all of these gowns were designed by fashion designer Yoshiki Usui. And not only are his dresses cute, he is also cute.
Let's talk about him for a moment. He has a different shaped face than anyone else on the show.
He's got a big chin, strong chin. It's
unusual. Yeah. I mean, again, we talk a lot, we joke a lot about how they talk about how good looking people are and they look exactly the same as every other character. This guy does not. This guy does not look like every other good-looking boy on the show. His face is a different shape, which is surprised me.
And he has cool hair. He's got like
I was just about to say he's got dreamboat hair. It's like pointy but looks soft. Yeah.
And again, the scouts are bent over fully at the waist to look at him. I don't understand it.
How do you look at things, Jordan? Do you just like stand upright like some kind of weirdo?
Yeah, some kind of nerd.
I know, isn't that bizarre?
Kind of nerd standing up to look at things.
Like sometimes I slouch a little, but not full over.
Sounds like a you thing to me.
All right, so here's the wedding dress. So he does a weird thing. He comes out to bow first and then premieres the last dress by like bringing her out and then like holding hands with her. It's a little strange.
Yeah.
Oh geez, this girl they amped up the cleavage for this girl a lot.
Yes.
I like this dress. I think it's cool. Chris, you don't like this?
Well, they amped up the cleavage and then put a golden snitch right in the middle of it.
That's why I like it. It looks awesome. That like sleeve chest piece, whatever thing. It looks like wings, the way you draw, seagulls when you're a kid. And, I am their target demographic here. Like, they would be wanting to appeal to little girls. So,
I have no choice but to defer to you on this. Like, you are more correct than I am.
You also, especially because you have anime hair right now.
I do have blue hair. Yeah.
So, perfect.
Blue hair, looking up to Jupiter. You seem like a bit of an Ami Mizuno to me, Leah.
Really?
That's what she said. She said she's Ami crossed with Usagi, so perfect.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the worst qualities of both. Like I don't have their nobility or honor, but I got the bad stuff.
So the fashion show ends, and he runs happily off stage. I literally almost said runs gaily off stage, and I meant happily. So I switched it at the last second, though, because we'll talk about that later.
Good catch.
And then you said it. So
But
not such a good catch.
Well,
Yeah, for the sake of transparency.
but I wasn't saying it again. I wasn't saying it in a disparaging way. I literally meant happily.
Yes. Continue. So, but he's sad.
But yeah, as soon as he gets off stage, his heart sinks. It's very sad. But no time to talk about that. We cut to a seedy bar.
Yeah.
We're back in the Century Club. And
Fisheye has bought one of his outfits. Before we even get to that, everything about this is bad. Because Hawkeye and Tiger's Eye are hanging out, and Tiger's Eye is like, someone put a picture of a dude in here. And he picks it up like it's a rotten banana. He's like, dudes. Yep.
Gross.
Yep.
Which that's not great. And then we get Fish's Eye showing up. He has purchased one of Yoshiki's designs, which is for like it's kind of a romper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very short.
I mean, it's cute.
Very short.
It's cute.
It is the cutest thing that I've seen of his designs, honestly. This could be 2018 fashion, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Fisheye recognizes him immediately, obviously, because again, the show runs on coincidences. It's the guy whose show she just went to. He just went to fuck.
Yeah, once again, we should note Fisheye, for obvious reasons, was portrayed as a female character in the original Cloverway dub, which is what Jordan imprinted on like a baby bird. So that is the pronoun confusion.
I apologize. Now, Fisheye actually very specifically says, and apparently this is the only time he says this time I'm going to go as a beautiful man instead of going as a woman, like he normally does.
But don't worry, he's still going to be deceptive and like manipulative and controlling and weird about it. So if you were worried that we wouldn't be getting a stereotypical portrayal in this episode, don't worry. Sailor Moon Supers has you covered.
Meanwhile, a horse is sexting with a little girl.
Yeah, everybody knows a horse girl.
You up?
He's just so creepy. So this is a scene where Pegasus calls up. Oh, I'm sorry. First, I missed a line. During the photo looking line when he goes, "Ew, it's a dude." Tiger's Eye says, someone should make a law against guys having beautiful dreams.
Yeah.
Classic.
I didn't like that is kind of a fun line. I will admit that's kind of a fun line.
So anyway, Pegasus is calling up Chibi. Chibi's fantasizing about the wedding dress. She's drawing. Is it the same wedding dress? No, she's drawing her own wedding dress with a blushing bride. A
blushing Naru, by the way. It looks like a drawing of Naru.
Chris, not all redheads are the same.
Look at the hair. That's Naru hair.
Are you one of those people who thought Hope was Jean Grey? Come on.
Wait, is the bride that she's drawing, do you remember when, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was this season, she was talking about growing up and becoming a spinster, and she imagined a far off future of like watching her fictional self or fictional daughter self get married. Is it the same bride?
Oh, I don't know.
Right,
I know the scene, but I just remember gray-haired Chibiusa sitting under her blanket, bitterly watching television.
That's all I remember too. Because
I thought the hair looked similar.
Huh. Pegasus sees that she's drawing a wedding dress and immediately gets super jealous.
Yeah.
He starts being like, who you gonna be standing next to with that wedding dress, huh?
I noticed you're not. I noticed there's no like horse tuxedo drawn, which is kind of weird. Like you might have forgotten.
And Chibi's like, oh right, like there has to be a guy involved if I'm going to get married. I forgot about that.
Not necessarily.
Well, no, they're talking about a groom. I guess you could have a groom is not a guy. You're right. I'm sorry.
Because he's a horse.
Grooming. He's going to groom him. Perfect. So Chibi's like, you think I'm ever going to meet the right man? And Pegasus is like, yes, I do. I do think you're going to meet the right man.
Horse.
Meanwhile, this is where that other topic comes up. We find out what's going on with our fashion designer friend. He is very upset because he's not inspired. Like, he's just super not into designing fashion anymore. He's like, and he starts yelling at his assistant, who immediately starts massaging him and going,
boyfriend. It's his boyfriend. It's like pretty.
Yes.
Like
but with that top, though, they left it a little ambiguous.
In the show, he calls him his assistant, but yes, he does start massaging him, and he's like, "Oh, that feels nice." And I was like, and then it cuts, and I'm like, they had sex.
Yeah,
100%.
It is like, even without that, it is very subtextual that that this is supposed to be his boyfriend.
Yes. Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
So to be fair to this story, there is a positive if subtextual portrayal of a queer character, which is something to grab onto in these dark times.
In the dub, that's his brother.
Isn't that cousins? They didn't go with cousins for this one?
brothers, fun times. You know when like your brother and you start like massaging each other? Anyway.
Like you do.
Yeah. Sounds legit to me. I don't know.
So we cut to the next day. He's still depressed. Now he's out at a cafe. And he's just, he's fucking...
This scene's actually really fun, because we've never seen, like, a character act like this before.
Depressed?
Well, in this very kind of specific, like, with the animation that he has of, like, leaning backwards over the chair. Like, just, you know... this part of the episode I kind of like.
And he sees Fisheye walk by, and is like, it's like a fucking lightning bolt hits him. He's like, oh my God, you are my muse. I need to make fashion for you. And Fisheye's like, me? A dude? And he's like, yeah. A dude. Fashion for women can totally be like, what is the word he uses? Transcends gender.
Yeah, he says that Fisheye transcends gender.
Yes.
Which is, again...
That's true.
It's interesting. I don't think Fisheye is a great portrayal, but like at this point, I was watching this episode being like, okay, well, maybe this isn't going to be so bad. Maybe Sailor Moon has learned from its past mistakes.
See, I was much more forgiving in my initial interpretation of Fisheye, because I was like, oh, they're non-binary, like they're intersex, they choose, they probably, you know, some days feel more like a woman and other days feel more like a man.
I think I think if
that is generous.
If Fisheye, if Fisheye was like going to be like reintroduced today, like we haven't watched Crystal, so I don't know if it is if this plot line plays out on that show.
Again, I think they're barely in the original manga.
Yeah, because they're not really in the manga. They're like Monsters of the Week in the manga, right? And Crystal follows that. I think that would be the only way to play Fisheye.
Oh, totally.
But I think you still run into a lot of the problematic aspects of like Fisheye being so rooted in deception and disguise and
oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, but you know, like I don't think you can't do it. Like I don't think you can't have Fisheye as a character, but I think he's in need of serious retooling.
So
yeah.
So Fisheye agrees to be this guy's muse, and cut to the first scene of naked Fisheye in this episode.
Which was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Like I'll cop to being pretty surprised by it, honestly.
And this one is just they're measuring Fisheye for stuff, and it tickles, and so Fisheye's being kind of silly, and oh ha 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 ha. But then they stick Fisheye with a needle, and he starts like yelling at them, and that's where we start getting the hint that this is not going to go well.
Yeah. So Fisheye like sweeps off the cloth that they're draping around him, and kind of surprisingly, just hanging out in some tiny shorts.
And so we get an extended scene of Fisheye topless with like nipples drawn in and everything, which is pretty scandalous. Now, Chris, I know what you're thinking.
Yes,
you're thinking, how did they do this in the dub?
How did
the original Cloverway
from J. Cloverway handle this?
Now, I don't know if you want to do this, but I actually have a YouTube video of this scene in the dub, in the original dub, if you'd like to see it.
So this scene is in Like they didn't just cut out this
No,
scene. It's in
because
it.
again, now first of all, in the dub, as we've established, Fisheye is a woman. Fisheye is not a guy pretending to be anything. Fisheye is just straight up a lady.
So when Fisheye shows up on the street in the dub, she's like, "Yeah, I'll be a model."
Yeah, and I'm sure she's like, "Oh, what, me? I couldn't." Oh, but yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, I'm curious. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hit me.
All right,
Let's
so
see
here it is.
Would you please reconsider and stay with us?
I'll stay for Usui.
Good. You know if you leave that he'll...
Excuse me, everybody.
Huh?
I've got a few designs here that I'd like you to take a look at.
Oh,
Is
so they
now
just
okay?
cut around it.
Sure.
Something's
But-
missing.
Oh.
Well, but keep
May I?
watching.
Who do you think you are?
What's your problem, you jealous joke?
We're all here because we believe in Usui and like to make his clothes, not yours. Don't you dare meddle in his designs again.
You're
You know what's
so
really weird about
pathetic.
this?
Yes, but let's hear.
The Cartoon Network watermark.
Oh, sure,
that's
sure.
on it.
He's my brother. He's believed in me and been by my side ever since I started this business.
What makes you think I care? If you don't, then I'm out of here.
Don't do this. I beg
So-
you.
Honestly,
Oh,
how important
yeah.
is the Psycho 1
Yeah.
and 2E,
Yeah, they
Mr.
missed one.
Usui? You'll see. What's your answer?
It's pretty surprising.
Let's just forget this happened. Maybe we can all start again on the right foot.
It's okay. I'll just leave. I need a vacation.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So
So they cut around it, and then they just stop cutting around it.
And then just straight up chest.
Yeah, and then she in the dub is just like, you get some full on fisheye nudity.
it's very surprising. So no, it's a couple of things about this. Like, because first of all, even just the idea that, you know what, we're comfortable with this scene where a lady tears off her clothes and is running around topless for the rest of the scene as long as we can't see it, which that's surprising enough to me as it is. I feel like that would have been too far. But
considering how much deep cut season 1, and considering all the stuff with the cousins,
yeah.
like it is very surprising that is the tactic they would use.
But then, yes, as you said, at the end, you don't see nipple, but you see topless fisheye from kind of mostly from behind, except that you can see
Peck.
that she's a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see that there is a flat chest.
Well, but you
I guess it could be an incredibly flat chested lady, but then you wouldn't show that.
it's very judgmental.
Yeah.
Jordan.
No, but you wouldn't show that on television, is what I'm
No,
saying.
like it's absolutely does not seem like the thing that they would have shown on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Is the point, because we do like it's so weird to go through all the trouble and then not.
Now, hold on. I have to actually look at one thing really quick because I just realized something. So that's the original cut. But I don't
Okay.
know if you remember this, but I've mentioned it before. When they released the show on like DVD,
Mhm.
they uncut everything. Like, so that's why in the DVD of the Cloverway dub, you see Uranus's butt in that butt scene where her clothes disappear.
Okay.
And yeah, it looks like they released this scene uncut on the DVD with her as a lady, and you can just see the nipples.
Well, that's the thing is like the YouTube video that we're watching has a Cartoon Network watermark. Like even on that scene. So it's not like somebody went in and like grabbed it off the DVD and spliced it in.
Yeah, that was recorded off when it aired. But I'm saying when they released the Cloverway DVD, all the nudity was restored, and she was still a woman.
Very weird.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we got going on, I guess. Did you go and look and see if like there was any like parents writing in about this episode? Because this would have
No, I
been
didn't
pretty
check.
like post 2000, right? That Supers was airing on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when that was. It'll say. Let's see. List of Sailor Moon episodes. I know that says when they were aired in
Spending
America.
so much time on this.
Okay,
Jake,
yeah, but
take the hammer to it.
no. What else? First of all, what else is there to talk about in this episode? Second of all, this is. I think this is what people want to hear, don't you think?
I mean, it's interesting. to
All
me.
right,
But like, there's
140.
going to be a lot of dead air in this part too.
Yeah, October 12th, 2000
Huh?
was when it aired.
Like in the afternoon?
Presumably, yes. It was a
That's-
close call.
I'm just surprised.
Yeah, no, it is.
Leah, any thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like this is such a, I don't know, smaller villain comparatively that it might have just kind of slipped beneath notice. A single naked chest where there's no nipples, because it's not really about the chest. You can show side boobs sometimes, but it's more about the nipple. The nipple is evil.
I mean, you're right about television in general, but again, on Cartoon Network, on children's cartoons, we don't typically see a lot of side boob.
Well, I mean, like, look, the world didn't end. We kept on spinning through the stars. I'm not saying go ahead and throw some nudity in your children's cartoons, but obviously it worked out okay. It's just weird.
It's weird.
I don't know. Maybe cut that entire thing out. I lost track of the point I was trying to make.
No, don't cut it out. We're exploring what's going on. Okay, so here's the thing we didn't talk about is actually what happened in the scene. So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So
he rips off the clothes and basically throws a little fit, kind of going, I'm more important than any of you people. Like, I'm the muse.
he's a diva.
Yes, being a diva. The fashion designer comes out and goes, here, I had an idea. Like, check out my new idea. And Fisheye runs over and is like, oh, let's change it like this. The assistant / boyfriend is like, what?
/ brother, apparently.
/ brother. Goes, what? Like, you can't. We're not here to do your ideas. We're here to do his ideas. So what the fuck? And then Fisheye is like, it's me or him. Either you fire him right now or I'm out. The fashion designer's like, I can't fire him. He's my brother. He's my lover. He's my assistant. And then the assistant is like, you know what? It's more important that you get to keep going. So I'll just quit. And all right, I'm out. And he leaves, and Fisheye wins.
Yeah, the end. What did we learn, everybody?
No, it's the end of that scene. And that's when Fisheye, not only, oh, by the way, and the scene that we talked about where you see Fisheye naked from behind, and it's surprising that it aired on TV, that's Fisheye cackling because he won.
Yes.
Literally going like, I got you to fire your lover.
It's weird. This episode's weird.
Yes.
Like, everything about this episode is weird.
Accurate.
What happens after that, Jordan? Moving on.
We cut to Usagi in a shop selling the clothes of this designer, going absolutely gaga over every outfit, flipping out. And she's been there for like, apparently, I don't know, like an hour, just going, oh my God, this one's cute. Oh my God, this one's cute. Oh my God, this one's cute.
There's actually a pretty great Usagi is a terrible person without even realizing it moment
Yes.
in this.
Yes.
Which
Tell
is
it.
where she's been trying on dresses for like an hour. And Memory's like, I'll buy you a dress. Can we please leave? And then she's like, I don't know. I don't need to buy one. I just want to try them on. And like the
clerk.
the shop
girl,
clerk
yeah.
is there. That's gonna be a no from me, dog. Poor Mamoru. This is like the first time that I've actually been like, man, Mamoru really sticking it in there.
Mamoru does then kind of insist, no, I'll buy you one. And then Usagi's like, oh my God, you do that for me? And they do,
And
apparently.
she's like, yeah, we're like destined lovers. You're gonna be queen of the universe.
I would
can
buy
get you a present.
Yeah.
Except it cleans out his wallet. We literally get the scene of him looking at his empty wallet
His
afterwards.
empty, sad wallet.
I wrote down, what happened to all his dead parent money?
He
Where did it
bought
all go?
multiple cars is what happened.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I really do like the way that they slide the shop clerk into the frame. When Usagi's like, I'm not gonna buy anything.
It's pretty funny. She's very excited. Do we ever see which outfit she gets? I don't remember if we do.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a bummer.
None of these, like, again, Leah, I will defer to you on these, but I did not think any of the stuff she was trying on looked good or decent.
It looks fun to me. It's not the most attractive garment necessarily, but like just the colors and the plaid thing, if it is plaid that she's looking at initially, and I don't know, it's fun.
Well, Chris, I got good news for you.
Yes.
If you didn't like those outfits, I think the outfits you're gonna love are coming up right now.
Oh, great. What are they?
Wouldn't you like to be dressed in like a real nice, like full suit that looked like you were wearing a giant fish?
You know, I think I would. Oh, if there was like a conch shell that I could dress as, that's the dream.
Or what about like a bunch of fake squid tentacles coming out of your dress and like a big pointy squid head collar, like a Doctor Strange like collar, but squid head shaped?
I only have one question for you.
Please.
Do they have to be fake?
I really like the one that looks like the shark is eating the lady, but other than that,
more than anything else, if you have never seen this, there is a comic that is the premise of the comic is that it's Batman's sketchbook from when he was designing his Batman costume, and it came out in the 90s, so it's like a bunch of 90s dudes like what if we design Batman? So like you can get like if Jim Ballant designed Batman in that.
Oh my god,
it's pretty great. Like there's like a Neil Adams Robin in there that's like super weird.
What's it called?
Oh god, it's called? Like I want to say it's like called like Dark Knight Fashion or something.
Ooh, let's see. I want to see that.
I know, I do too.
It's called Jeepers. Okay. No, this is a column that I wrote. I just found an article on Newsarama called The 10 Worst Batman Costumes of All Time. And I don't want to I don't want to pull rank as the world's foremost Batmanologist. I've been in this game. I've been in this game 13 years. This article is bullshit. Batman 1 Million is a dope design. But yeah, I can't find it. I'll try and remember what it's actually called.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll figure it out.
I've got it somewhere.
All right. I think we got to give up on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we can see a bunch of Fisheye's designs. They're not great.
Well, they're designs that they collaborated on.
Oh, they're great.
We're in the act break, buddy. Hey, Jordan, we're in the act break now.
It was no warning, apparently, but yes.
We gotta keep this moving. Jordan, if people want to keep us moving, monetarily, like keep me moving around my apartment that I can afford, how exactly can they go about that?
They can go to patreon.com/sailorbusiness, where they can support us as patrons for as little as $1 a month and for as much as $27,945 a month.
And do you still think you would keep your job if we were getting $29,000 a month?
I love my job, Chris.
Okay, sure. Why not? Jordan loves his job, everybody.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people. This is actually, I got into a big conversation with people recently about the idea of that if they had enough money, like, and this, I'm not going to say who, but I was talking to like comic book writers that people would have heard of, and some of them were going, yeah, if I had enough money, I would just stop and you'd never hear from me again. And I was like, what?
That was me. It was on this show.
No, but like multiple people, not just you.
Yeah, man. My dream is to like live in a lighthouse.
Like Excalibur.
Yeah.
Does Excalibur live in a
Oh
lighthouse?
my god, you know nothing about Excalibur, Chris?
Yeah, I never read it. I bought it twice. The whole run.
Read it. It's amazing.
I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it when I moved.
You piece of garbage.
That's a very extreme reaction.
Because Chris, that's like if I was like, yeah, what is Batman, like, what is he, like punch mimes or something? And you'd be like, no!
I mean, that's not inaccurate. I'd probably be like, yeah, actually, that is a component of many stories. He does, in fact, have a villain named the Mime.
Oh.
She's in the Lego Batman movie.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So let's see. During this act break, please support us on Patreon. We're happy for all of our listeners. Obviously, like Chris said last week, it is around tax time. Do what you can. If you can't do it right now, that's fine. But you could support us. $15 a month gets you a Sailor Business pin, and we're going to work on the new pin very soon. We'll have a new pin to choose from.
Yeah. Also, like, obviously, we count on your support. We depend on your support. We appreciate your support. But we also, like, look, we all know how it is. if you need to drop that pledge, if you can only pledge for 2 months or 3 months, then that's also fine. Like we appreciate any amount that you can give if you can give.
Yes.
Is I guess what I'm saying. And otherwise, we appreciate you listening either way.
There is another thing you can do to support us, which is ask us questions on Twitter for us to do in our Twitter questions segment, which begins now.
That's more supporting you than it's supporting me.
Half the questions are always about fucking wrestling, and that does not support me. I don't think we...
I mean, that's like... You could very easily learn about it. I mean, you know, that's like me saying, what is Excalibur live in the White House?
I don't have time for it. Wrestling, that's where like people prance around, right? In tights? Right. Okay, perfect.
Again, you're not wrong. It's not accurate. I don't think it's fully accurate, but you're not wrong.
Hey, CJ Crowell just asked us a really, really important question. Which of the Sailor Scouts do you think would vape?
Mina,
yes. Bingo.
For sure.
Mina.
I mean, Mercury Bubbles is kind of vaping.
Is it?
It's kind of the world's most elaborate vape trick.
I mean, wouldn't... I mean, Sailor Uranus? No?
No.
Okay. Not cool enough. By which I mean vaping is not cool enough.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I meant.
Wanted to confirm.
Press Down to Orb wants to know Sailor coffee preferences?
Ooh, well, Usagi is going to be like full on like Frappuccino.
I was just going to say really elaborate Starbucks drinks. She Instagrams it. She gets pissed when they put the sticker on the siren logo because it messes up her Instagram shot.
What do you think?
You guys?
What name do you think that gets written on there when she goes to Starbucks? Because they don't write Usagi.
They probably write Serena.
They probably write Serena. It's very funny.
Did you guys try, this was a while ago, but at Halloween, did you guys try the zombie frappuccinos?
No.
I tried the Dracula one they had last year.
That's right.
More up my alley.
They had zombie in some places and Dracula in other places.
Yeah.
They had zombies up here. It was pretty good. I mean, it was like pure sugar, but it was great. I
tried the unicorn one.
I tried the unicorn one too, and that one was like just sugar.
Yeah, it was almost undrinkable because it was like something incredibly sweet, but it also had this ridiculously sour, painfully sour syrup, like blueberry syrup on the inside or blue raspberry or something, and that was what gave it the swirl. So it would be just sugar, 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 and then this thing that was so sour it would make my eyes water.
That is pretty funny.
So that's what Chibi drinks.
Yes.
Because I don't believe there was coffee in that. It was just a frozen blended sugar treat.
Just a monstrosity of high fructose corn syrup. Yeah.
Do any of them drink black coffee?
Ray, I think Ray drinks black coffee when she's around the others, but then she'll totally like swing by Starbucks and be like, "Can I get that caramel frap, please?"
Yeah, she drinks black coffee in public for her image. She's got a brand to maintain, but when she's at home, she uses like Coffee Mate.
Huh.
I think Jupiter makes espresso. Like I think she has an espresso machine.
Oh.
Really?
Or like, yeah, because I think it's like a weirdly elaborate thing is what I think she would have.
She's a cook,
but not like super sugary, but like.
What about a French press?
I think she definitely has a French press or an AeroPress.
Yeah,
probably, or Chemex. She's probably got a Chemex.
I mean, if we're talking about like methods, then Amy definitely has a Keurig.
No, I don't think she would because they're not good for the environment.
And they're not good for the environment, and they also don't taste as good. She probably has like a drip machine, and she takes it with like a little bit of almond milk, no sweetener.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely like on study nights. I don't think she drinks coffee regularly, but like on study nights, she's like, "Ooh, I need to power through these math problems."
Yeah.
How
do you guys take your coffees?
I like a sugary coffee drink. I like a frappuccino every now and then. I used to go to Starbucks and work sometimes, and they used to have a thing where it's like if you had like the rewards card, it was like every 10th visit or whatever, you would get the free drink. Mm-hmm. And so I had one of the baristas was like, "Hey, I will like write down what you need to order for like the most elaborate like caramel frappuccino, and that's what I would always get on my free one. But the rest of the time, I would just get black with sugar.
That's funny.
I do no sugar, but a little bit of half and half.
I do no sugar, but a lot of milk. Like so, it's like cafe au lait, but no sugar.
Yeah.
I found that drinking dairy in the morning just did not agree with me. Like my breath was bad all day, and like it would stick in my throat. So like even now, like if I go and I get a like a latte, I'll get like coconut milk because that tends to not be so bad for me. Coffee.
Yeah. What else we got here? Did we already? I feel like we might have already done this question. Not literally this question, but like this general question, which is Rebecca Rowland asking if the Scouts started their own podcast, what would they talk about?
Well, it would be called Sailor Business.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of it. Yeah. If we're talking about the Scouts, all 5 of them are on a podcast together.
Okay, that would be a weird podcast. First of all, a podcast with 5 voices is bad.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Like, as a group, what would their podcast be about? Because individually, I think it would be easier to assign, like, they all have their different tastes and interests, that kind of thing.
Then let's do both. So individually...
It would be the worst actual play RPG podcast.
Oh, that's terrible. Individually, obviously, we'd have Mathcast with Amy.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's new numbers cropping up all the time. That's what I learned last time we talked about this.
Idlecast, Idle Business with Mina.
I think Ray would do like a meditation one.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I think so. It's the only thing that I like. I don't think that she would talk all that much, but I think that she would do like guided meditation and be like a little dommy about it, you know.
Do you think this podcast would get listened to for the wrong reasons?
Yeah, I do. Like, yeah, wellness and meditation, but it would have this undercurrent of like,
but you need to focus.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that Makoto would do like a wrestling podcast or a cooking podcast?
Cooking.
I think Makoto would do like you write in with like recipes and tips, and she reads them, but it invariably like gets sidetracked into boys or girls, like or other people, like someone who reminds her of her old senpai.
Now Usagi is the toughest one.
There would be half an episode; it would never be released.
Right, like she would never do it.
Yeah, she would never do it.
Maybe a manga podcast.
It would be. Yeah, it could be that, or it could also be like a shopping thing where she's like, here's the cute thing that I saw at this store. I wish I had money to get it or something like that. You know, like she would try and build up her brand so that people were sending her free stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, get in touch if you have any presents. Oh, I should say, we did get something.
What did we get?
Well, I got it.
Oh.
But it was addressed to both of us. But it's only one thing, so it's mine. Sorry. Leanne Centaur sent us a copy of the new Cutie Honey manga
awesome.
To read. Because she is now working with, I think it's 7C is the publisher on that one. Nice. So if you want to support former Sailor Moon novelist and friend of the show Leanne Centaur and get some good now that Go Nagai is super hot because everybody loves that Devilman show, go get this new Cutie Honey Go-Go book. I'm excited about reading through it because I actually do like Cutie Honey quite a bit.
So now the tough part. If all 5 scouts were in one podcast, what would it be?
Bad actual play.
That's what you think they would really do?
Yes, absolutely. I think Ray would try to run the game.
Sure.
I think Ami would be playing like out of a sense of obligation. Mina would be into it, but like too into it. Usagi would be like trying to like. Usagi is absolutely like, I want to attack.
She would lose focus.
She's trying to attack the other players. She's that kind of player.
Wait, so you think it would be like an RPG thing, like Critical Role or something like that?
Yeah, like Adventure Zone, or but very bad.
Yeah. Okay, I could see that. I wouldn't know what else they could all get on the same page about.
I've been listening to this podcast called Cocaine and Rhinestones lately. That's about the history of country music, which is great. It's Tyler Mahan Coe, who's David Allan Coe's son, if that means anything to any country music fans in the audience, because I'm sure there's a lot of overlap.
I've heard of David Allan Coe, but I don't know his music.
I would love to hear like Minako's super in-depth, granular history of idols podcast. In fact, I would like to hear that in the real world if anyone's doing it.
I mean, probably not in the style you want it to be done.
Probably not. All right, so I think that's going to be it. Let's get out of this act break. Let's get back into some show.
This just came to me. Chibi would have a podcast about horses and ponies. Like, it would just be her talking about horses.
Do you think she watches MLP?
Yes. Hardcore,
Okay.
yes.
And we're back.
And now we get to see the aquatic life dresses fully realized. Leah, would you wear any of these dresses?
Okay, no, but I really do appreciate their existence. Like, I like looking at them, and these would be great theatrical costumes. They're great, for stage. Would I be in public in one of these? No.
Well, you know who else doesn't like them is the entire crew.
His entire staff.
The full staff quits.
Yeah, they're out. They're out. Gone.
I feel like that's so cold, though. This has got to be a group of people that's worked with him for so long. And the moment he, veers off track a little. Okay, wait, I take it back. That yellow and black dress, I would wear that. Yeah, I would.
Let me see.
I would look like a big old fish.
Yeah, okay. What I'll tell you the one thing I do think is kind of fun about them, because listen, they're not great, but I like the fact that a lot of them, either the lapels or the shoulders or the chest area is made to be the head of the fish, which requires like one brooch off to the side being the fish's eye. And that's kind of a fun thing. It's like,
it is.
It's like, oh, that's kind of neat. But I still don't think anybody should wear these. So they all quit. And meanwhile, Fisheye's like, yeah, who cares about them? They're all a bunch of assholes. They don't like fish dresses. Like, that's dumb.
They don't understand you.
I do actually kind of like that yellow and black one.
Right? Right? It's pretty dope. Yeah.
So the fashion designer, he wants to be alone.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Just cosplayers, you guys should really be making these dresses in cosplay.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see these in real life.
How amazing would that be? How amazing.
Yes, quite good.
Okay.
Some deep-cut cosplay.
So cut to, he leaves very emotional, and Fisheye's like, artists are so fickle. And then we get to see him angrily swinging.
Yeah.
On a standing swing, which I was like, is that a thing?
No, he's just standing on a regular swing.
I don't know about that because
low to the ground.
Yeah, when we see it later, he steps off of it. It's very low to the ground.
I mean, I thought it was low to the ground because it's for babies. But I mean, maybe it is a standing swing. I don't know.
Let me Google that. More Google action. Standing swing.
He's got a rough outfit on. He's got some very tight pale pink pants with a like pale lavender shirt with a Nehru collar and like kind of like hidden buttons. It's not good, and it's very puffy. It's not good. It is a bad.
It looks like standing swings are a thing, but they're not like a huge thing. I'm definitely seeing swings that are made to be stood on, but it's not like a huge selection.
So, since coincidence is the engine that drives this show, Usagi's walking by.
Mm-hmm.
Is she walking by, or I thought she was like creeping in the bushes to spy on him?
No, because I think she's creeping in the bushes for unknown reasons.
Yeah,
but she's very surprised to see.
Oh yeah, what is that expression on her face when she goes? It's creeping,
right?
It's really weird.
Like she's definitely canon creeping in the bushes.
That looks hilarious.
And then sees him.
Oh,
yeah, it's great.
She's creep. She's weird.
Wait a minute. What is she wearing? Is this the outfit?
What the hell is she doing here?
That she just bought?
I can't tell. It's a little funky. Not. It's got a lot of color.
What does it say on her shirt?
I'm trying to figure that out myself. There's a lot of colors on this.
It might be because it might be his name.
Oh
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's his
is the
name.
outfit that Mamoru bought her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and this scene is fucking hilarious. I just remembered how funny this scene is. Okay.
Yeah, she's
So
great.
she runs up to him. He hasn't said a word yet. Like, she just comes up like, "Oh my God, I love you. You're the best. I went to your show. It was fucking amazing. That wedding dress at the end was the coolest thing in the world. And oh my God, I do have something I need to ask you." And then she looks around, like creepiest, like look around, like, well, is nobody going to see this? And she goes, "I have a request. Please don't think I'm shameless for asking this, but I've got nothing to lose. I want you to make my wedding dress for free."
Listen, it'll be great exposure. I'm going to go into the universe, so attendance will be mandatory.
I mean, listen, generally exposure is not good, but in this case, that is actually a pretty good point.
I mean, listen, you should make it for free anyway if you're really passionate about fashion.
That is actually what the lesson is.
You know, people like you who don't want to make stuff for free are what's giving fashion a bad name.
So then he doesn't answer, and then she freaks out because she realizes that he's judging her for having no shame, and she goes, "You just were thinking that, weren't you?" And he's like, "No, I mean, yeah, a little bit." And she's so upset. She starts like freaking out and crying. No, I said not to judge me. Oh no. But listen, I had nothing to lose. Like, I had to ask. And by the end, he's like, "Yeah, I actually kind of want to make you a free wedding dress at this point." And then he literally says, "Oh my God, I want to design your wedding dress. I forgot what it felt like to want to design something."
Oh, and he also recognizes that she's wearing one of his outfits.
Yes.
He lost the soul of fashion.
Chris is like,
but now he's getting
like,
it back.
remember the other day when you said you were just doing this for the money?
Yeah.
You forgot what it was like to want to talk about Sailor Moon.
Yeah, still don't remember. Still having a lot of trouble with the decisions in my life that have led me to this point. So yeah, he's stoked. He's back in the game. He's a real John Wick right now because he's thinking he's back.
Wait, he's gonna make more clothes for revenge?
Yeah. What? Wait, is there any other motivation for doing something creative? Because I have never felt it.
I never knew that was the
things
reason.
out of revenge.
He asks Usagi, why do you like the clothes I design? And she's like, I don't know, like they're cute and I just like them, and that's enough. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? That's true. Yeah,
you gotta like what you like. You got it, Usagi. You did it.
She used her true power, which is friendship.
This is not really friendship. This is just liking something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I also feel like, how old is she here? She's 15 or so.
I think she's 15.
15. Right? Yeah, she has turned 15 at this point.
Yeah, so maybe she doesn't necessarily have like the couture lexicon required of, what he's looking for. He's not going to get it from a 15-year-old girl.
But then she is like, but if you're upset, kind of sounds like you might want to design a wedding dress for somebody for free.
And he's like, yeah, sure.
It's pretty funny. It's a very funny scene. I do like this scene a lot. Is this the part where she mentions having a boyfriend?
Well, she brings it up before when he's like, is that an outfit that I designed? And she's like, yeah, Mama got it for me.
Oh,
and
right.
then later when they're on the bench, he says,
is that the one that the dress is for? And I was like, no, it's for me. Like, what? He's not gonna. What?
he already has formal wear.
That's very true.
But it's canonical.
He's got it taken care of.
So hey, it's still fine that they're taking baths together, right? Like Usagi and Chibiusa. That's not weird.
Oh yeah, then we do cut to them in a bath.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's her daughter, kind of.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's like creepy. I just think it's a little weird.
No, it's definitely weird. Look, it's definitely weird. Although, again, I don't know.
It's not. I don't think it's weird, and it's also like pretty customary in bathhouses and stuff for people to take baths together like that.
They also might not be taking a bath together in the sense that they're not sharing a bath.
Yeah, Chibi is washing herself off. She's on like the little stool.
So she might have already taken her bath, come out, and is now rinsing off with the shower thing, and she's just taking the opportunity to spray Usagi.
It's just that ever since that one where the Luna P pops up,
Yeah.
and Chibiusa is secretly in the bathtub,
was weird.
it's a little like it's always a little worrisome for me.
I don't know. After watching Ranma, this is like any bath scene seems so
Innocent.
This seems
Yeah, Ranma has a lot of bath scenes, Chris.
a lot of bath scenes.
Oh, well, hang on, I'm gonna go watch it right now.
Yep.
You got me.
Well, do you know the plot? Do you know the plot of Ranma?
Yeah, there's the Spring of the Drowned Girl, right? And dude falls in, and then he turns into a lady.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
so cold water turns him into a lady.
There's
Hot
also-
water turns him back into a boy.
It's like Turbo Teen.
That I don't know.
You know what Turbo
He turns
Teen?
into a car, right? There's no
Yeah.
drowned car.
He turns into a car, but it's when he gets like excited.
Oh.
But then cold water turns him back into a teen, and so the gag of the show is that his girlfriend's always trying to wash the car.
That's
Turbo Teen needs a
That's
reboot
very
straight
funny,
up.
actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right. So Chibi keeps spraying him because spraying Usagi because she doesn't believe at first that she's like, yeah, he's gonna make me a wedding dress, and Chibi's like, bullshit.
Yeah.
Then I love this because we cut back to him, and he like the fashion designer, and he's back in his office, and he's looking at all the designs of like weird fish dresses. He's like, "What the fuck is this?
Garbage." He throws it all
Did
down,
I draw this?"
and then he kicks Fisheye out. He's like, you know what? It's probably best if you just go. And then Fisheye is like, well, actually, I'm going to 1, 2, 3 you.
Yeah.
And again, actually, let me point this out one more time, just because it's relevant every single time to point out that was all pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the reason?
I mean, at least this kind of makes sense in that like this is something that Fisheye's
right,
interested
the
in.
Mehmet style. This is like Mehmet going like, oh,
Yes.
I'm into this guy. So
This is very Mehmet.
yeah, there was no reason for that. That was literally all just Fisheye going, hey, I am an inspiration to a fashion designer I like, and I'm a model now. Like, I'm gonna leave this Amazon thing behind. Oh, that's not gonna work? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, coincidence. Chibiusa and Usagi show up.
No,
Is
no,
there-
that's not a coincidence.
Is there
Because
a
he was
greatness of reason?
invited to come to his studio, and because Chibi didn't believe her,
Oh,
Usagi
that's true. Okay.
brought her along
now.
like, I'll show you. This guy invited me to a studio. He's going to design my wedding dress. So,
So let's go barge in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
yes.
why not?
We
Why not?
just got out of the bath. Let's go.
Moon's double transformation happens. Moon Crisis make up. They switch over, and this is not a first, but I think it's the first in a while, right? That we get a monster who's a direct sequel to a previous monster.
Oh yeah,
Is this the first time this has happened? Surely it's not.
I can't remember.
It might be.
Mm.
No, yeah, like they're related. Like, aren't they cousins
Yeah.
or something? Or
And they reference it. It's like hey, remember hot air balloon monster?
right?
Well, guess what? It's Beach Ball Monster. And hot air balloon monster was my cousin, which is
Wasn't a hot
kind
air-
of great.
She was just a regular balloon, right?
Yeah, that's right. She was not a hot air balloon. She was a balloon. Balloon monster.
She actually
Remember balloon
looked
monster?
like a lady, and then all of a sudden turned into a ball towards the end, and it was like, wait, what? Or was it vice
Oh,
versa?
I
No,
thought
it was vice versa.
the other,
You're
it was
right.
it was the other way around, because she started out looking just like a big old rotund, balloon, and almost got the best of Sailor Moon. Although, not really, because this is Sailor Moon. But and then when she was stabbed by Tuxedo Mask, Mamo deflated into a woman.
Right.
What
A
kind of
rubbery
dumper
woman.
would you say that balloon monster had at first?
What kind of what?
What kind of dumper?
I wouldn't even call this one a husky dumper, because it was just like she just perfect sphere, just a spherical form.
So this monster comes out.
Wait.
There's a seal.
Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting.
You
waiting.
skipped
Continue.
the part where Fisheye criticizes their miniskirts.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's actually great. When Fisheye goes, like, you guys aren't worried about jumping around in those miniskirts all the time.
Says the person dressed in like a fish outfit.
Well, she's wearing her like weird parka thing that she wear, not parka, like insulated.
It does look like it. It looks like a puffy ski jacket,
Right.
but all the way down.
It's a full body bubble goose.
Yes. Anyway, so then she summons the sea lion trickster.
Well, yeah. Okay, so a monster shows up, but instead of a monster coming out, it's a weirdly realistic seal.
Yes.
No, it's just a seal. Like, I don't know why you're pretending it's not that's a seal.
No, but it's not drawn in the style of Sailor Moon.
What?
Like, it doesn't like if Luna and Artemis are meant to be cats. This is not that. This is a more realistic seal.
You mean because it's not as like anthropomorphized as the cats,
right? But it looks like the lion that showed up that one time, or the stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so a seal shows up, and in what is probably the best moment of this episode, Usagi goes, "This is not the usual pattern," which is extremely funny. Because then it turns out that the seal is not the monster. The beach ball is the monster.
Yes.
And the beach ball is like, hey, Balloon Monster was my cousin, and I'm out for revenge.
And then also,
which is pretty silly.
I also like that Fisheye jumps away through the hoop, and the seal bites her and goes with her. The seal tries to eat the fish, understandably.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a great episode.
Okay, look, I will say
It's a great moment.
The more I'm watching it, and the more we can focus on stuff that's not like the stereotypical,
plot,
deceptiveness, and the better this episode is. I may have misjudged this episode a little too harshly, but all the standard Fisheye caveats still apply, I think. But it's not as bad as I may have made it out.
The fight is a billion times better than last episode's fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the beach ball monster. It's weird. It's weird as shit.
And you know what else is amazing, Chris? After the beach ball monster clobbers the girls a couple times, the beach ball monster goes out to the middle of the floor and sits there, and then all of a sudden, what's great is the Tuxedo Mask music starts playing, and the beach ball's like, What's that?
So now we know that's diegetic.
What's all this music? And after like a few seconds, finally a rose comes in and pops him.
Mm-hmm,
Her.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, him, her.
Her.
Him.
Wait, the ball?
The ball.
Oh, I thought it was a woman.
Usagi refers to the beach ball as him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for what that's worth.
Yeah, it's a ball. Like it's a ball.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but all right, whatever.
It does seem to be lady-shaped, kind
womanly
of.
and figure. Yeah.
I was really hoping that would be it. Like that would be the end of this monster.
But they don't have to do the real attack.
Instead, they bounce it around a little bit because it's a beach ball. It's going to get confiscated if you take that into Monday Night Raw.
Pegasus has to get involved.
And then Pegasus gets involved. Moon Gorgeous meditation happens. Still, Moon Gorgeous meditation, still dope.
It's
still
fine.
good as hell.
It's fine.
It's so good though. Jordan.
It's not as good as Spiral Heart Attack.
I think like in terms of the until like the kaleidoscope stuff starts, I think it's better. I really do. I think it's the best looking attack.
It looks badass. Yeah.
Stage out.
Yep.
The end.
And then they wake up the dude, and he's fine. And as always, as literally always on this show, when a creative person is saved, he gets a good look at her so that he can be inspired by her.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is
just like we are.
Well, sure. So at this point, let's see. Sailor Moon has had songs written about her, paintings painted about her. Anything else? What else?
The songs and the paintings are the big ones that I remember.
Yeah, that's all I can.
The writer ended up writing about.
Yep.
Did the animator
not about Usagi, but about Pegasus, right?
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Did the animator because the animator was working on Sailor V? Did she get inspired to do some Sailor Moon related animation on that show?
I can't remember. I wouldn't be surprised. The tea person became inspired to do Sailor Tea stuff. Remember that? The little tea master boy who dressed up as a Sailor Scout at the end and is doing like the tea ceremony in sailor uniforms. It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, and so they're at another fashion show. He just has fashion shows all the time, this guy, in the park.
It's Fashion Week.
Oh, okay.
But it's just this guy.
It's July Fashion Week, man.
Yeah.
What can I tell you?
And first, a fashion comes out, an outfit that is inspired by Sailor Moon, a little mini skirt, almost sailorish, large boots, hair tied up.
That I think is a pretty good. Like that could work.
It's cute. It's super
the best
cute.
outfit he's done.
That's cute.
The
Yes.
really
This
tall,
wedding dress is an
I'll tell you,
abomination.
the really tall pink boots, I don't think go with it.
Agreed.
But then all of a sudden we see a wedding dress, and the person wearing the dress is a blonde lady whose hair is, kind of vaguely Sailor Moon styled. Not exact, but close. And Usagi's like, "That's my wedding dress."
Yeah, I hope not.
Ooh, you don't like it?
It's bad. I mean, Leah, I will defer again to your evaluation. But
So this dress I actually don't like because it is also just so rotund. It is like a ball of fabric. It looks like a cotton ball with, the suggestion of a woman coming up out of the top of it. So I'm not as much a fan of this one.
It looks like a cake. Because
Yes.
it's got like the weird little roses. It looks like a cake and a couch made love under a beautiful full moon.
Well,
and then 9 months later, this dress was born.
this show has a history of doing terrible wedding dresses, if you remember.
Oh yeah,
There was the wedding dress competition episode, which was bad.
Yeah, was she inspired by Sailor Moon to do anything?
I can't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, it's a toughie.
There are themes.
Oh, by the way, Luna is at this thing with Usagi. Artemis is at this with Mina. No sign of Diana.
Yeah. You remember that scene in Dark Knight Returns where Carrie Kelly's parents are smoking weed because they're hippies? And they go, "Didn't we have a kid?" That's Luna and Artemis in this season. It's like somebody thought Diana was going to be a really cool idea, and then they did 2 episodes with Diana, and it was not a cool idea, which it wasn't. And so they just decided, phase her out. Back to the Future with you.
The end.
All right, so now it's time for us to talk about what we've learned from this episode of Sailor Moon. It's time for Sailor Business Says. Leah, we'll start with you. What did you learn from this episode?
That you can pair pink with primary colors as long as there's a pink accent in the outfit, like what we just saw. You guys didn't like the pink boots, but I do. I see it.
All right. Jordan?
I learned that it is universally agreed that fish clothes are ugly.
Ouch.
Like, there is not a single person who thinks fish clothes are ugly or good looking, except fish that are turned into people.
Spoilers.
Oh, spoilers. How you doing, Chris? What did you do?
I learned that sometimes if someone that you're working for starts hanging out with someone new and they change the creative direction, bail. Do not waste a second on your loyalty. Get out. En masse. Power to the laborers. Retake the streets.
Wow. Intense.
I'm an intense man.
It's all true.
So yeah, like I said, in retrospect, honestly, like, fisheye plots are kind of poison for me now, like after the episode about the dude who 100% believes in fairies.
Because you don't believe in fairies so hard that it ruins it?
Right. I'm like you with crystals.
I also don't believe in fairies. Let me make that clear.
No, it's just that, like, I get so focused in, like, the idea of Fisheye being embodying all the stereotypes of gay men, of trans people, like, that it's frustrating to even have him around sometimes. And I think, again, like, this, he's a deceiver and he's a diva, and it plays in a lot of those. But at the same time, I think the episode itself, if you can get past that, watching it again with you guys was a lot more fun than when I was watching it alone this morning.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it has nuance and it has some funny layers to it. A couple moments that are so self-aware, and that's redeeming slightly. It doesn't make it less problematic, but it does make it watchable.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Like, it's, again, you know, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging the problems in media you consume, especially when it's 25 years old.
Yeah.
This show can rent a car.
Wow.
But yeah, like, I think that's a good thing to acknowledge. But again, if you can move past it, I think there's at least something decent about this episode.
Wait, Chris, hang on.
Yes.
That's the 1990 was the American date.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wasn't it?
1990 was not the American date of anything.
Oh no, when did it air in America? 90.
2000.
Oh right, 2000.
This episode, 2000.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, phew. Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah, you all right there, buddy?
No, man. No, I was super confused, but I'm all right now.
Hey, it'll be okay. We'll get through it together. But yeah, Leah, any other thoughts on the episode?
We're going to see fish fashion make a comeback.
What?
It has not seen its final day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fish fashion is forever. Fish fashion is the streets.
Fish fashion for the people.
All right. Well, you know what? When you show up at a convention wearing that yellow and black fish dress, I will be very impressed.
I would love to see it.
I want it.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure. But before you go, can you tell everyone where they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, they can find me. I hang out on Twitter a lot. My username I've had since I was like 13 or 14. It is My Monster is Chic, CHIC. But if you search Leah Williams, you'll find me.
I understand not wanting to change your old name that you've had for a long time, because mine is still Crackshot with a 0 for an O as well. So you can find
Jordan. What's the origin of that one more time?
That is my superhero that I pretended to be when I was a child.
Oh.
And specifically that with a 0 for an O, actually that part wasn't in the superhero, it was just Crackshot. The 0 for an O is because when I went on AOL for the first time in 1994, probably when I was 14, that's what I could get, is Crackshot with a 0 for an O. So that became the one I stuck with. You can find me on Twitter for that. You can find our producer, Jake Mason, on Twitter at JJ_Mason. He does a lot of podcasts, including Cow Farming. What's that?
Cow Farming with Jake. JJ's Dairy Farm.
No, he does real ones. He does podcasts about things like Pokemon and Power Rangers and James Bond and rebooting old properties and Kingdom Hearts, and they are all very interesting.
That's true.
How about you, Chris?
You can find me by going to the-isb.com. That's my old blog, now a homepage that can direct you to all the columns that I write